Welcome to Navure, a new general-purpose statistical software that will simplify your data analysis. In this short tour, we'll explore the powerful features that make Navure an indispensable tool. Like all modern software, Navure has an intuitive ribbon. Here you'll find tabs that group together procedures for data handling, univariate and multivariate statistical procedures, correlation association measures, design of experiments, access to the R language interpreter, and graphs. Let's start with the data table we opened at the beginning of the presentation and perform a descriptive analysis. By clicking on the Univariate tab, pressing the Summary button, selecting the variables we want to analyze, including country as a partition criterion. Applying the default options, we will obtain a simple report. These tables can be exported as data with a single click for use in other statistical procedures or to create graphs. Now, let's use other test data to show how to perform a two-factor analysis of variance with interaction. On the Univariate tab, we click the ANOVA button, select a response variable and two treatment factors. As you can see, we can also include covariates. In this case, we won't. In the pop-up window, the factors are already included in the model we want to fit, but we need to add their interaction. Once that's done, we go to the Multiple Comparisons tab and select the means tables we want to display. Several multiple comparisons procedures are available. As we continue, we get an output that gives us the typical analysis of variance table, the means comparison tables, and representative graphs. By default, linear models add diagnostic plots that are very useful in making decisions about the suitability of the fitted model. This report can be exported to various formats such as Word, PDF, EPUB, etc. Navure includes a wide variety of univariate methods for comparing means in 1 and 2 populations, simple and multiple linear regression, extended and mixed linear model fits, mixed generalized linear models, mixed nonlinear models, smoothing, various techniques for high-dimensional regression analysis, nonparametric techniques, and much more. In the multivariate area, it also offers a wide variety of procedures such as principal components, multidimensional scaling, generalized procrustes, various hierarchical and non-hierarchical unsupervised classification techniques, and supervised classification techniques such as the classic linear discriminate or random forest along the lines of machine learning algorithms. Let's show a principal component analysis. We'll use a test data set. Click the Multivariate tab, and then click the PCA button. In the pop-up window, select a set of numeric variables as input and apply the default options. We will see typical output for this analysis, including a biplot graph. This graph, like all graphical output included in the reports, is available in the Navure Graphs tab. There, we can edit them, such as changing colors, changing axis properties, showing or hiding labels, adding legends, adding text annotations or graphical annotations. And finally, we can copy and paste them into the report with the changes made. Let's add a graphical annotation that we previously saved on the desktop. The annotation can be scaled, moved, and eventually deleted. Let's copy the chart and paste it into the report. In future releases, these changes to the source chart will be automatically updated in the report. The data handling is very flexible. We can filter on multiple criteria. For example, in the data used in the PCA example, we can filter by country and select Chile. It's easy to remove or suspend filters with the tool at the bottom of the table. We can move columns individually or in blocks. Blocks can be contiguous or not. The table can be sorted by one or more columns by double-clicking the column header. To make the sorting nested, you need to hold down the Control key while sorting by consecutive columns. We can hide and show columns. We can toggle cases by double-clicking on the case number. We can keep multiple tables always open in tabs anchored to the bottom of the ribbon or free, or place them on different monitors or anchor them to different parts of the screen, as shown in this example. Close all windows by holding down the Control key to avoid confirmation dialogues. Navure makes it easy to import text, CSV, Excel, and Infostat files. For text and CSV files, you can select the character encoding. For text files, the user can also select the appropriate field separator, as shown in the example. Let's take an Excel workbook with 2 sheets and import the first sheet. What you see in the dialog box is a preview of what we'll import. Navure creates a variety of graphs. For example, we can create a scatter plot using the recently imported data. This data represents tree heights at 30, 60, and so on up to 505 days after transplanting in the field. Let's select variables D090 and D120 for the y-axis and variable D030 for the x-axis. Scatter charts offer many options, such as adding smoothing lines. By default, the smoothing is a trend line, but we can use a non-parametric filter, a polynomial of degree 2 or higher, or other techniques. You can also connect scatter plot points or add contours of various types. In some situations, it can be helpful to apply filters or conditional colors to charts. For example, for the D120 series, we'll change the color of points that exceed a visually defined threshold. As you can see, a second color appears in the scatter plot corresponding to the D120 series. Let's look at some other charts. An interesting chart that could be considered as an alternative version to the box plot is the violin chart. These charts allow us to compare the empirical densities of one or more variables under different conditions. For example, we can visualize the variables D030, D060, and D090 for Argentina and Chile. These graphs are useful when you have 20 or more observations per variable, since the quality of the plot depends on the estimation of an empirical density. To show other graphical possibilities, we will use a pie chart. This pie chart supports 2 data formats, long format and wide format. We will use a compact long format test file in which each sector has an associated frequency. The file has a classification variable, family, with 2 classes, which we'll use to generate 2 pie charts. These charts have several options. One is the position of the labels, which has several options, such as center outside. Some options can be applied individually to each series, such as label position or font size. Other properties, such as 3D visualization, apply to all series. Navure is multilingual, English and Spanish, and offers a variety of customization options, from the interface to the choice of decimal separator. A major advantage is its integration with R, with a built-in R language interpreter that facilitates the transfer of data and objects between R and the application, allowing professional statisticians to complement or extend their analysis. For example, we can import a data table in Navure into R by clicking the Table to Object button. Then we'll rename the object to make it easier to manipulate. We'll call it Data, and now we'll create a column called New and make it equal to the sum of columns D030 and D060. We run this line of our code and then send the data back to Navure, where the new column appears. An important aspect to note is that the professional and enterprise versions can handle projects, which is an efficient way to keep all your files, graphs, reports, and scripts in one place. If you want to experiment with Navure, register as a user to access the free student version or download the installer to try the trial version. Navure is the tool that will optimize your statistical analysis efficiently and easily. Discover the power of Navure today.